Lighting up your license plate on your 70 to 73 Camaro. I didn't think this could be a hard thing to do, but getting the right parts was definitely not an easy thing. What's going on, guys? Matt over here, Lethal Garage, and today we are checking out the rear license plate lamps, or all the components to install and installing them for your 70 to 73 Camaro. Now, this is a pretty straightforward deal, but there's not really any guides, overviews, details about this product online, but I wanted to walk you through the parts that you need. There's an easy route to go to get everything you need, or you can go the hard way that I did and had to wait multiple days to get everything, but let's just get into all of the details. In front of me here is basically all the parts you need for one side of your license plate lighting. Now, you basically need two setups of these to make it work. Now, if you're not familiar exactly where these are at, I have one installed already, so you can see it there, but there's another one that installs right there. All these parts are interchangeable left and right side, and yeah, they're pretty straightforward. The biggest thing that I found online is no one really highlights the order, the fashion of how these are set up and how they should install. My instance, my car was a completely naked car, completely gutted and stripped, had nothing on it. So when I ordered, I originally just ordered this metal bracket thinking, oh, that's all I needed. No, far from it. You need the metal main bracket, you need the lens, you need the foam cover insert, plus the screws to mount it. Then if you actually want a light, you need the lighting mechanism that goes in there. I've seen a couple sites out there offer just the regular bulbs. I am on the lookout for LEDs. If you guys know where LEDs are for these, let me know. I'm looking. Overall, OER offers a full kit that includes all of these items here. So the screws, the housing, the foam, and the lens. I had originally ordered just the housing, and then I bought the lens and the foam cover, and then I had to get the screws because none of these individually come with everything. It's kind of frustrating in a way, but I didn't see the full kit when I originally looked, and when I went back after the fact, I saw that they offered a full kit setup that offered all of this, and I would totally recommend that is the way to go. You'll save yourself money on shipping alone on top of that. Now, my wiring kit that I got, my American wiring setup, came with the light plug that goes right into here, and it's just a tension base, pulls right out, put the bulb in. Pretty straightforward, that wires right into it. Now, let's get into the install, or at least highlight the order of how this is going to be assembled together. So the housing itself, imagine that we're standing at the back of the car, is going to sit up against the back underside right by the trunk latch. It's going to sit just like this, and in that instance, you're going to have the actual lens cover. Now, this lens cover does sit right on in. You'll know you have it the right way, because if you put it in one way, it won't line up. And I'll just show you that. See, it doesn't line up with the holes. But if you put it the right way, which I found the writing facing out with the tabs facing out, so that way when you put your foam insert, and again, the foam insert can also be put the wrong way, I believe. Yes. So if I put it this way, it's not the right way. If you put it that way, it's this way. But the foam insert is basically what is keeping water out of the trunk of your vehicle. I have dealt with foam inserts like this before, and I mean, if you took high pressure or put enough water up against it, it's gonna leak. I'm not the biggest fan of this, but this is how they do it, and it makes me very nervous. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but yeah. And then the whole setup itself, you basically screw it in. So this is sitting up against the edge of the car. This screw comes from the outside body of the vehicle. It's gonna thread into the holes, and literally that's it. There's nothing. Now, I've seen plenty of guys add rubber washers or rubber gaskets to the outside edge of the bolt. I would almost recommend doing that. I currently on my install right now don't have it, but that way you can protect your paint from getting potentially marred or messed up from these bolts. Now, these are pretty flat in here. I don't think they're going to tear up the paint too hard, and you really don't have to go too tight with these, but overall you do want a nice tight setup. So one, it's not going to vibrate out over time, and two, water being able to not get in. So let's go over to the vehicle, show how this slides into place, and get these screwed into position. So now that we're at the car, I got the setup, again, the lens with the foam housing, and all we're doing is we're sliding it up into position right here, and we're getting it lined up. Now, the hardest part is to get this to slide in without pinching or causing the foam to slide out of position. So if you come underneath, you can see there's no foam sticking out. I can see that it's definitely in the right position here and there. And you kind of get guide holes in a sense, because these get held multiple different ways. So if you look at how they line up with the trunk lock setup, there's a bolt that's going to go through there that holds that in position. I did find it weird that they do that. I don't necessarily know why there's one on this side. I'm assuming just so it replicates on both sides, but it is what it is. So this is now lined up in position. Now I can get my 2 screws and get them in there. I found kind of lining it up where it needs to go and then pushing it in position has been the best way for me. Again, the hardest part is getting it to where you can see the hole. It doesn't really want to move. So there's that one at that side. So I got this one. Side. I think I got this one in a good position where I can get this. And if you look in the car, you can kind of see the screw coming up. So I got it without it ripping apart the gasket. And again, you don't have to go super tight. I'm probably going to get some rubber gaskets for the bottom of these screws, but pretty straightforward there. So now that we have it screwed in, we can go ahead and put our lighting module in. And I like routing the wire down through the side and through the center hole on the lock mechanism. We'll get all the wiring all wrapped up like we have on everything else, but as far as the install goes, these screws are in there. Now, one of the things I'm not a fan of is that you literally have an open screw here. I don't know if you've ever seen those little plastic caps that you can put on like tubes or bottles or whatever. Probably get some black ones to slide over these just so your hand or something can't get caught on that, but that's how it is. But there you go. We got the tail lamps installed. Now we just need to wire it in with our wiring kit to be good to go. But there you have it. License plate, tail lamps done, or lamps, whatever you want to call them. Check out the links down below. They'll get you to the parts and pieces you need if you need these items. If you need the individual pieces, they are available as well. If you want to save yourself money, buy the complete kit from OER. It's a direct fit, fits pretty good. The hardest part again is just getting those gaskets in there lined up so you can get that screwed in. I don't know how watertight that is. I may go back and put some sort of seal on there. I don't foresee me ever needing to rip those metal parts, parts out. So I might feel a lot more comfortable with some seam seal around the edges just to make sure there's no water getting in the vehicle, but I would be kind of afraid that will trap water and cause potential issues down the road. So if you do that, make sure your coating and everything on your paint is good, anti-corrosion and all that stuff, but we'll see. Once we get the full car together, I'll be doing leak testing and water testing to find out where we have potential water leak issues, and we'll deal with those at that time. If you guys have suggestions on what you've done on your vehicles, please share them down below. I am not the expert when it comes to this. This is my first second-gen Camaro and dealing with some of these things, so would love to know what you guys have done to solve any potential issues you've run into. So either or, thanks for checking out the video. Hit that subscribe button for more content, and until next time guys, I'll see you on the road.